We are live. We are live. Oh, I feel like um I don't know. I have a lot on my mind and I'm just gonna start talking because I all my friends are like in random time zones. So it's never a decent time to call anybody. And they have jobs. And yeah. So I was like, let me go live. I was originally planning on filming a video. Um my first like cooking video. I was like so amped to do it. I went to the gym and swam, and then I came back, washed my hair. Like in the when you're swimming, like you just think about everything. Hello. Anyways, I'm okay. The reason why I called this I'm spoiled is because I feel like I'm a brat. Like, okay, so I it's no secret I live with my parents. Well, I live with my dad right now in Sacramento, and I love my dad to death. But is I just say he's getting on my nerves is like, and he doesn't like get on my nerves, but it's just like, ugh. And I'm like annoyed by little tiny things. Okay, like for instance, he has a fucking terrible diet. I mean, and I'm not like the healthiest human ever, but like I like me some vegetables, and I'm like, I don't understand. I do understand because people just eat like crap. And so I think I've told you guys this. My dad is an amputee. He had his right leg amputated when he was, no, 10 years ago. What, 15, 11 years ago? In 2009, however many years that is, 12 years. And that was, so what was he like, 51, 2, 3 years old? Like he's only 64. And was this yesterday or the day before? I believe this was the day before yesterday. Sometime in the morning, he fell going down the stairs. So he is an above the knee amputee, and if that makes any sense, like he just has like a stump pretty much, and he uses a prosthetic leg. He gets around pretty well. He's very much um, mobile and independent. So like thankfully in that respect he can take care of himself. But like the eating thing is just, it's like, I mean, I do a majority of the cooking. So when I'm here, I cook. I love to cook. That's why I was trying to do a cooking video today. Anyways, he fell the other day. I wasn't there. I was upstairs and I didn't even hear anything. But I think I came downstairs like maybe 20 minutes later, and he told me, he was like, "Did you hear something?" And I said, "No, I didn't hear anything. Or I might have heard something, but I thought it was like outside or something." I don't check every noise or investigate every noise that I hear. And anyways, so he was like, "Yeah, I fell, slipped down the steps." I don't know. I think he was close to the bottom of the steps. And I mean, like, it happens. Like we all fall. So imagine like being an amputee. I mean, like he doesn't fall often, but I feel bad that like he equates it to his amputation, or to his condition. And I kind of like wanted him to feel better. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I fell the other day," which I didn't, but like I wanted him to. He's like, "Oh, where?" I said, "Oh, at the gym." "Yep, I fell. No big deal. We fall sometimes." And anyways, so he said he was a little shooken up. He felt a little bit of pain, and you can't really know the pain someone else is going through. And especially if like you have a relationship where things aren't too open, I mean, he and I, we love each other, but we are very surface level. If y'all get what I'm saying. Like I mean, we don't talk about our feelings and our, like I don't do that. We don't do that. So if I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to tell him I'm having a bad day and this is why I'm having a bad day. I just kind of go off in my corner and he's in his corner, and that's it. And then when I'm happy again, then we kind of come together and we watch Warriors games together and enjoy talking about basketball and da 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 da. That's about it. So the following day, which was yesterday, because usually he gets up early, really early. Like, he's a early bird. Probably 8 in the morning, he's already downstairs dressed, like, getting his day going. And I noticed he didn't get out of bed, and of course, like, he wanted to probably sleep in a little bit. The weather's been crap, and then daylight savings, and it's just been like an off kilter kind of week. And so he was, I think, in bed until like the afternoon, and then he was gone. Right. Like, heard him talking on the phone, and then he was gone. And I was kind of like, oh crap, I hope he didn't have to go to the hospital because he has a friend who takes him on his appointments if need be. Even though my dad can drive and drive himself around, but like if he has to go to the hospital, he has a friend to call. So I was like, oh shit, I wonder if he went to the hospital. And I call him and he answers. He's in the damn Burger King line, drive through. And I'm like, I mean, what can I say? And so I was kind of like, okay, whatever, all right. I just kind of hung up and did my own thing. And then today I went to the gym and I was like, okay, I don't tell him like, oh, this is what my plan is. Maybe I need to be more vocal about stuff. But I came and showered and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this video in the kitchen, which I'm like, I can't even be in the kitchen because he's in the, I don't know, is that living room? Yeah, he's in the living room, family room, whatever you call it, watching TV so loud. And I'm like, I just want quiet, and then sometimes he like tries to talk to me while I'm in the kitchen or like yell at me, like not yell at me, but like yell that or holler like, "Oh, this is happening on the game. This is what someone's doing." And I'm kind of like, when I'm in the kitchen, I don't want to talk to people. I really don't. I swear. I just want to be like in my zone, like my quiet space. And no, he's in the kitchen yelling at the basketball game or the football game or playing something on about basketball, football, baseball, some sports thing. And I'm just kind of like, so I said, like, because I feel like I can't be like, can you go upstairs or can you go away? This is his house. Like, what? Like, I can't do that, can I? I'm spoiled. I told you I'm spoiled, but like, it just irks me. So when when I went downstairs after I finished doing my makeup and my hair, I was like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna instead of like telling him shut up and go in another room, I was like, oh, how about I just like film the video and I just do a voiceover in my room. That makes sense. So just have the footage and then you can just cook and not have to try to instruct. You can just voice over what you did. I was like, oh, that's perfect. Blah. And then I go downstairs and he was like, we're not going at it. No, we're not going at it. We're okay. But like because my dad is like very passive. He doesn't, and I'm also kind of like, I don't like to hurt his feelings because I think he's a little bit sensitive. And so when I went downstairs, he was like, "Oh, I ordered us a sandwich or sandwiches." And I was like, "Oh, well, there goes his key, especially with family." I know. So he was like, "Oh, are you gonna cook something?" And I kind of was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cook something." Oh, my dad's a Gemini. He's a Gemini. Um, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cook something." And he was like, "Oh, I ordered us sandwiches." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I kind of like was like, "Oh, okay." Spoiled. Spoiled as fuck. I was just kind of like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Why? What were you going to do?" I was like, "I was going to film a video of me cooking and blah blah blah." And he was like, "Oh, well, you can still do it." And I was like, "Well, no, there's no point now. You already ordered food." You know what I mean? Like, I just wish he would have just asked me cuz like I told him like maybe a while ago. I was like, I haven't said it as blatant as I probably should because you said communication is key. I don't like how he eats. I don't like it. I don't want him getting me burgers and fry. Like that's not how I have spoiled. That's not how I have. I lived away for a long time, and I was like feeding myself for a long time, and fast food is not my go-to thing. And I'm not judging anyone but I'm like, yeah, sometimes you just want to do your own thing. Exactly. And I was like, just tell him. Okay, so here's my plan because I'm kind of freaked out because of his condition and everything comes down to what you eat, you know. And I'm afraid of the worst happening. I think I told you guys in my last live stream, a friend of ours passed away. I mean, and we're in a COVID-19 and blah 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 blah. Like I'm terrified for my dad. Like I am terrified. And I'm also terrified that like things aren't all in place. I've been dreading having this conversation for like a while now because it needs to happen. We all got to have this conversation, right? Like what happens, God forbid, anything fill in the blank. And I'm like, okay, so officially after the fall thing, open your heart to your dad. I just don't know how because I told you guys last time I told him about me potentially, which is not even gonna happen, just thinking about me moving back to China. He started to cry. And I know he was like really shocked and shattered by it. And I was like, oh, I can't leave him because I don't think he has any like he has a girlfriend, but like his girlfriend not to say she doesn't come around, but she lives in San Francisco and she works for uh what is it called? What's it called? The bus. She's a bus driver, and I think she's going to be retiring soon. So hopefully by then, like I don't know if they'll move in together. I don't really see that, but okay, I don't want to make a difference to me. But like I need to just have this conversation. So I made a list and a plan of action of how I'm gonna talk to him about it. I'm just gonna be like, I got a whole like list of questions and talking points to be like, well, what happens to the house? What happens to your stuff? What about if something were to happen? Like, it's a lot to think about. And so I'm like, it's sometimes those conversations need to be conveyed, despite how difficult it is to have with family. Exactly. So I said I'm going to make a dinner on Saturday and I'm going to be candid and just because, like, at the same time, like, I don't know what like, is he diabetic? I don't know. Is he, I have no idea about his health issues and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I'm the person living with him, and I think I should know these things, right? Like, I don't know his doctor's name. Like, I'm like kind of like the de facto caretaker in a sense. I mean, I don't have to like, thankfully, he's mobile, so I don't have to, help him up and down the stairs, but he's only going to get older, right? And I'm just like, this conversation has to be had as soon as possible. So Saturday, y'all wish me luck with that. I mean, I know he's like I told you, he's a very nice person. Like, and my dad loves me. I'm spoiled, so he's gonna like he's gonna do whatever I tell him to do. He's gonna- I look out in that much. He's gonna do whatever I tell him to do. So I'm gonna tell him like I think he needs to get a nutritionist because it's like it like if I'm not around, his idea of like a vegetable is like French fries. Like if there's a piece of lettuce on a burger, that's vegetable. Like, oh, that's healthy. Like there's certain things that I've made, and I'm like, he'll be like, oh, this is so healthy, and I'm like, it's rice with like a sprig of I don't know, like what? What? Okay, okay. And I don't want to be playing him, but I'm just like, it's just good luck with that. You'll do fine. I know. I'm like, so I'm gonna make a dinner Saturday. I've already got everything planned, and I probably should tell him I'm making dinner Saturday. Do not buy any. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my god! And I'm not drinking. This is water because I'm like, oh, I need a drink. I'm spoiled, y'all. I'm spoiled. So I don't know what else to say because I'm like, I'm gonna have the conversation. And I also think I want to get my dad a dog. Would you like if someone just got you a dog? Is that too much? But I feel like this house is too big. Like, if because I want to be traveling, I want to start like coming and going. And I might find a job in San Francisco. I can't. I don't want to work in Sacramento. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm just Sacramento is cool because it's like cool when this pandemic and like when I was in school because even though it's still pandemic, like tell him daddy daughter date on Saturday. Did I tell you guys about our last daddy daughter date? Please tell me I told y'all this. Oh my gosh. So, my dad is a coach. He coaches basketball, and he worked for, or he wasn't like a specifically a basketball coach when he worked for Park and Rec. Have you seen that show? I've never watched it, but like he worked for Park and Rec of San Francisco for like 30 years, right? And then when his amputation happened, he retired on disability. And it was really inspiring. Like I asked him this because sometimes like I haven't gotten drunk with him in a long time. I think my dad quit drinking completely because he hasn't bought whiskey in a long fucking time. Or he probably noticed that I'm like always sneaking in there and like the where's the whiskey bottle? So I don't know. He just stopped buying it. And so we used to like drink, and I feel like I would have the deep conversations that we need to have, but then you don't remember it the next day. But anyways, I can remember asking him like, did you ever feel like when that happened, did you ever feel like you didn't want to live anymore? Like, did you ever feel like that? And he said no. Like I said, like the thought of, you know, did that ever cross your mind? And he was like, no, it never did. I said, really? That's interesting. And he said, all I could think about was when he said when he was in physical therapy after it happened, that he was going to reinvent himself. Like, I'm going to reinvent myself. And I'm like, damn, you might need a podcast or something. Like, bruh, you might. I told him to make a TikTok. I was like, dude, make a TikTok. Talk about your experience. People freaking love that. And watch you become the viral sensation that I've been trying to be for like the last 25 years. But hey, maybe it's his destiny and not mine. I can be like the manager or something like that. Because my dad having a viral TikTok, he'd be like, What's this button? What's a TikTok?" I see TikTok commercials, but like I don't be doing that. Anyways, so he was a Park and Rec, whatever, director for like 50, no, 30 years. And then the amputation happened, retired on disability. That was in 2009. 2016 was when he started doing what he's doing now, which is private coaching through a platform called Coach Up. So if you want to find him and like book him for coaching sessions in the greater Sacramento area, like he's on there. Um, Anyways, so I remember when he first started, this is while I was still in China, and for months, I tell you, he didn't have any inquiries, no clients, nothing for months. And I was thinking like, dang, I would have probably deleted it. And he was like, no, I didn't delete it. Like, and he said one day he got like someone asked or like inquired, and now fast forward, he has like tons and tons and tons and tons of clients. He doesn't even do it for like a living, he does it for fun. But like, yeah, it's like really inspiring to think about having like your business just like no customers at all for like 8 months. And he said that he remembers him having like one what's it called, on the books, one client booked on the books. You get what I'm saying? And then and being like, oh my god, I got one client. And now he says like his books have like 100 or so that are still pending, meaning that like these are people book, bulk lessons, or sessions and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, this is, yeah, blows my mind. So when I think about the whole YouTube thing, I'm like, okay, just keep at it, just keep at it, keep it going. Do not give up. Do not delete your channel because you're upset. Don't do it. Okay. Think about your dad and his whole coach up journey. Because like here he is 5 years later and it's like business is booming. So anyways, a couple months ago, like 1 or 2 months ago, I think this is when I came back from Greece. Was this before Greece? This was after Greece for sure. Um we had he had his 1000th session, right? And I was like, "Oh my god, we should go and celebrate." And we went to BJ's. Have you ever heard of y'all got BJ's out there? So BJ's is like a brewery, American steakhouse type of place. I don't know. I know it's a franchise. Y'all got y'all got y'all got BJ's. So we went to BJ's. And then we walked in, sat down, and it was like 1 or 2, it was like 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And we were sitting on a booth, and then the table next to us was this young woman. She's a young woman. She's like 45. Um, anyways, she walked in. My dad's sitting across from me. I'm sitting here facing the door. And me and my dad like sat down for like 2 hours and we were just talking. And then the girl sitting next to us, her friend came and met her. And so they were just talking and we were just talking. And like I said, we laugh, we talk, we were just shooting the SHIT. And so and I think like when we were done eating, um, he was like, "Do you want to get a drink?" I was like, "Yeah, let's get a drink." And then I ordered like this martini looking cute drink. And then the girl next to me was like, "Oh, what are you drinking?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's this drink." And then my dad was like, "Oh, we should buy them drinks, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, we should," but whatever. We forgot. I don't know. Something happened. We ended up paying the bill. And then I was kind of like, "Okay, like let's get another drink." Because I was supposed to treat him for lunch for this meal, but then I was like, I don't have any money. I'll get you a drink instead. I'm gonna just get you a drink. Because when I'm out with him, I don't even bring a wallet. I just bring my phone. Like I don't bring wallet, I don't bring keys. I just bring my phone. So if they don't take Apple Pay, sorry. So I went up to them, went up to the like the host and was like, "Do you guys take Apple Pay?" And then when I came back down, my dad was talking to the two ladies. And I feel like the word ladies sounds kind of old. They were not old. They were in the early 40s, so the 2 women, um, and they're laughing, right? And I walk and I walk and sit down and I'm like, "Hi, what's so funny?" Like, "Ha ha ha." And he was like, they say to me like, "Oh, we thought you guys were on a date." And or like he was like, "That's my daughter. We thought this was your significant other. You guys were significant other. We were here sitting for the whole time concocting this story about you guys. Like, oh my gosh, where'd she get him?" And like, I'm thinking like, he doesn't look old to you? I'm like, that's like, and she was saying, you guys are either on a first date or it's date night or something like that. And I was like, really? And he was super like embarrassed. He was just kind of like, "What?" And the girl was like, "Yeah, we were saying like, where does she find him? What apps is she on?" Like this type of stuff. And I was like, no, like I just got, and then they were saying like, "Oh yeah, we noticed how like he let you eat off his plate kind of thing." And it was funny because like I ordered the wrong thing and he went there and he was like, "I'm ordering the pork chop." And I said, "Oh, can I try some of the pork chop?" And I tried some, and I kept eating some more because my what I ordered was janky. I was like, "Oh, I should have ordered the pork chop." Now I know, like, anyway, for the future. And then she was like, "Oh, and he also let you look at his phone." I was like, "Look at his phone?" I looked at his phone, and I was like, "Oh, right, that's because he didn't bring his glasses. He couldn't read his text message, so I was reading it for him." Like, what? Anyways, then one of the girls was actually flirting with him. So I invited them to come sit with us and we talked for like an hour and like it was so awkward. Wasn't awkward, but it was like interesting awkward. So like I'm talking to the one girl next to me, but I can hear in my peripheral hearing periphery that like they are, kind of hitting it off in a way, but he felt so like gangaya. How do you say that? Like awkward. He just felt so awkward, like and shy. He was just like, my daughter's here. Like this is weird. And he guys are terrible. So she had asked him, like, are you single? And then he goes, well, I'm not married. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then they had like so much in common, like random stuff in common. Like we're in Sacramento, right? We're in Sacramento, and she happened to grow up in the same neighborhood that my dad grew up in. And her name also started with a K. And what else? It was just the, like little random things like her her mom's name was Georgette and my grandpa's name was George. Like it was just these little like tidbits that he was like, what's and so when I'm talking to the girl, but I can't help it over here because it was so weird because she was literally talking to me, but she might as well have been on mute. And I just kind of was just saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because all I'm hearing is this. Anyway, so I mean, I don't know. What ended up happening was I bought us all a round of drinks. Then I got the girl's Instagram and she was kind of laughing like like joking like I might just ask you for his number. And I said, okay girl, if you ask me for his number, like I'm gonna give it to you. What like I'll give it to you. Like that ain't do you boo, so that's what happened on our last daddy daughter date was he met his soulmate, but nothing came from it. He has a girlfriend, I guess, so good for him, remaining faithful ish. So he never asked for her stuff, she never asked for mine, even though like I did post something of my dad and she had on my Instagram stories, and she responded like, "Hi, Dad." And I said, "Oh, we were thinking about you," or something like that. When it was, anyways. So yeah, that was our last daddy daughter date, and I thought it was funny, but like crazy because I'm like, don't we do we not look alike? Okay, let me show you a picture of my dad to see if we like look alike. You tell me. Hold on. Do I have a good picture? La 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 la. I need my phone to just know what I'm looking for so I don't have to dig through everything. Okay. Hmm. Okay, this is a picture of him when he was in high school. I can't even see it. Hold on. Let me find another picture. Ah, oh my God. The fact that I don't have any pictures in here. You guys have seen my dad before, right? I think I've like made videos with him. Here we go. This is old. Do we look alike? What do y'all think? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And so yeah, all in all to say, um, I have to have the conversation and I have to stop being so spoiled, like where I'm just like pissed off for no reason. But I am very irritable lately because I just, same nose. Same nose. Okay, there's a picture I had and it was like we look just alike. So you think I look more like my mom? Let me see. Let me show a picture of my mom. Let me see. Do I have a picture of my mom? I have a picture from me and my brother's wedding, but she's got sunglasses on. Um. Oh, okay. It doesn't have to be me and her in the picture, I guess. Okay, like this. This is my mom and my new sister-in-law. He's handsome. Oh, we saw him briefly in that wedding video. Yes, Zaddy. I can't with y'all. Ah, okay, like I guess he's a zaddy. I don't know. I don't see it. And he's tall. So, and I think he set the bar pretty high. That's what my friend Sarah said. So pretty much, um, I just gives me his card and I'm able to go. Your mom is so pretty. Oh, so nice. Thank you. Um, he just gives me his card and I just go to the grocery store and I just buy whatever I want. He never says like, don't spend more than that or don't spend that. And this is why I'm like, I'm spoiled and I need to be like more grateful. Like I'm definitely grateful. I'm just having, just frustrated a little bit. But um 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 um, um, um okay, so a month or so ago, I went and I spent like $250, something like that. And he was like, and I give him the receipt and the credit card back, the card back, and he was like, "You spent $250?" And I was like, "Oh, oops." He goes, "Good thing I got paid." And my friend Sarah was like, y'all have met Sarah. Sarah's in the kayaking video. She's in eating dumplings and going to things. Y'all have met her. Um, she was like, dude, your dad raised the bar for like he's like, you that's what you she's like, you want a guy who or like a significant other, right, that does all this stuff. I'm like, but you already kind of have your dad's kind of already like doing all that, you know what I mean? And I'm like, that's true. You don't have to pay any bills. Even he even told me like when I came back from Greece, he was like, I want to help you travel the world more. And I was like, oh, you already do help me do that. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah. And he was like, I want to help you go to London and da 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 da. And it was just so sweet. He's very sweet. I just felt you guys get it. You can have a sweet person, but like what a great thing for a dad to say. Exactly. And I was like, oh. And he said, I just was thinking about it. I want to help you travel more. And I was like, well, you already have, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, hello, when I first moved to China, like you were there to, you know what I mean? Like, so you good. You already doing what, you know what I mean? Like you doing it. So if you want to help more, sure. But you, we here. We here. He's dope. He's dope. He's dope. I just want him to be healthy and like live a long life. And you know what I mean? And it's just like it frustrates me when I see like he told me that he bought some M&Ms, right? And then when he ate a pack of them, he was dizzy. He got what is it called? Vertigo. And I'm like, that's not good. That's not good. That's that's not good. So it's like I manifest my love and concern out of frustration. You know what I mean? Like frustration. So and it's not about the sandwich, or me making the video because like who cares? Like I just came up here and did a live stream, but it's more like you don't have a good diet and like you like, oh my, no, not good. Girl, go up and hug on that man and just hire a meal prep nutritionist with his credit card. I mean, I okay, so I make food and I make healthy food, right? I do. I be like cooking all these vegetables. I go ham. I go ham on the veggies, right? But like if I don't cook it, he don't eat it. And I'm not here all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And yeah, maybe we got to get him one of those like what is that called? Hello Fresh. All these YouTubers. Come on, Hello Fresh. I need y'all to sponsor me. Like, I know I only got like 2 followers, 17 followers, 44 followers. I don't care. Y'all 44 gonna get that code. And I mean, girl, girl, Mo in the City '03. Go hug up on that man. Just hire meal prep nutrition with his credit card. That's probably what I'm gonna do because I'm like, we gotta have solutions here, buddy. Because if he like makes his own food, it's like frozen stuff. Like he'll buy hot dogs and like what's another thing he gets like corn dogs. Those ones you just heat up in the microwave and French fries. Like those. What's that? That brand. Hold on, I gotta look it up. It's like Orado, Ordi. Okay, hold on. French fry brand.
Here's a summary from Shop Smart.
There we go.
Frozen French fries 2021.
This
Great value
one.
steak cut French fried potatoes.
Orida.
Extra crispy fast food French fries
Mm-mm.
review.
Mm-hmm.
Alexia Organic Yukon.
Orida. Sounds like he's been a bachelor for too long. Yes, because I'm just saying, okay, so I've never like delved into or spoken about my parents' divorce, but my parents were married for like 16 years and they got divorced in 2007 and it was finalized in like 2011, something crazy like that. And yeah, like sounds like he's been a and like you can just see how different life is when there's a like he always would say, "Oh yeah, it needs the woman's touch," kind of thing. And he also regrets like not having my mom because my mom could cook. Okay, like that, she can throw the fuck down, and she's also like health crazy. Like she does not like I can eat fast food sometimes, but her she can't physically do it. So I've kind of inherited her diet ways because she's the type like, oh, I said, what'd you eat today? She was like, oh, I just had a little salad and a little like and my juice kind of thing. And that's just normal for her. But like when she's cooking, she'll be like, I'll be like, oh, what you cook for the thing? She's like, oh, I just made some like that one scene on Waiting to Exhale where she was like, oh, a little cornbread and some turkey wings and some just some greens and just threw a little just a little something just a little some ham and some fried chicken and some and some yams and some just a little some black eyed peas a little bit of just a little something just a little something. That's how my mom is, but, like, for herself, like, she's like, "Oh, I just, I ate some blueberries with some yogurt for breakfast with, like," and her, like, juice stuff, but my dad, for breakfast, what's he gonna if it's not bacon, eggs, and cheese, he's not gonna eat, like, bachelor for too long. Bachelor for too long. Let me make sure I'm good on time because I got something to do at 5:30. I'm teaching Chinese. Yay. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Okay. Now this is tea. This is this is tea. I'm gonna have to take a sip of water. So my mom told me this, and she's never seen my dad in his current condition, right? Whereas this woman, she's over in San Francisco, does nothing but complain about driving for Muni, driving for being a bus driver. I don't know. I don't really see it for it's I don't know. I've only met her like once or twice, like and in the times I've met her, I don't okay. 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 So my mom told me this, right? She said that and my mom is like religious, but she's not like weirdly scarily religious, but she still has like all her scriptures and she's a big believer and stuff like that. And I mean that's cool. But like she said that and she told me this like in such of a like I can't remember how she told me it. But like I think we were having a heart to heart and she was like, when that happened to him, she was like beforehand or not beforehand, she said afterwards maybe, she had read something because my parents went through a really bad divorce, like a freaking Lifetime Tyler Perry movie divorce. I told my mom, I'm like, "Girl, you better write this shit down and sell the rights to Tyler Perry." I'm always trying to think about how to make a buck. Okay. I'm like, sell the rights to Tyler Perry. It can be it can be like Terry McMillan. Like, girl, just write that stuff down. I can edit it for you, but I'm not gonna write it for you. But anyway, she told me I've not read the Bible. I don't really read the Bible. No shade to the Bible. I don't know. But she said somewhere in some verse, somewhere up in that book, that, oh, a man that does wrong, like if a man does his wife wrong, like I will take a limb or some shit like that. And I was like, bro, what? Are you kidding me? She's like, yes, sis, like, verse, chapter, I was like, what? She said, yes. Yes, so she's like, "I never really thought about, like, karma or anything because they got divorced in 2007, and they hadn't talked, no talking, no communication, just going back and forth to court, and then his whole amputation thing happened, and, she never saw him after that, like or no, she has not seen him in that state at all. She's like, "I don't." She's like, "I can't even imagine it," and I'd be like, "Yeah, it's like it's hard to see sometimes, for me at least." I was just thinking like, "Poor thing." I mean, it's not like, he always tells me things like, "It could be worse." Like, if you complain about something, it's like, "It could be worse." Like, there are worser things, right? And I know his condition could be worse, but I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, this is it." Like, this is kinda like, what? It's 'Cause I see him mostly sitting down, right? Like, we sit and eat, and we sit in this, and then, like, when I see him, like, walking around, it kinda makes me sad. And I just laughed as a nervous kind of, what do you call it? Instinct to not keep myself from, like, bawling out of control. I'm like, it really, like it just and sometimes I'm just like, "Okay, no, I'll do it. Just sit down." And I mean, like, I'm having my little confessional right now. This is like my therapy session, y'all. Y'all need to be therapists because this is how I feel, and like when I see him like move, like I just I, I just be like, "Oh, oh, see, my nail is broken. I should go get my nail fixed, but whatever." And it just really like makes me cringe. And I don't like the word cringe. Cringe is a little bit harsh. It gives me like empathy pain, sympathy pain, like I'm a very sensitive person. I'm squeamish as hell. I can't even look at a bruised fruit. Like if I see a fruit with the bruise on it, I'm like, what? Or if I see wet paper, like my dad does this thing, it gives you pause. It gives me pause. That's what it gives me. It gives me pause. And I want to be like, I don't want to be like disableist or anything like that. I'm like, it's just hard. It's like, oh my goodness. I just want to cry. It gives me pause. And what was I gonna say? Uh oh yeah, this thing he does. Like after we eat, when I cook something and then both, he puts the dirty napkin on the plate. And I'm like, what? I hate it. I hate it. I don't know. I think that's what you do at a restaurant. I think that's what you do to like let them know that like you're done eating. But like I've gotten better at it. It doesn't really make me gag like it used to. But like I'm kind of like the type who I can't even really see an unmade bed. Like if I see the bed that's like super unmade, like my bed, I'm like, "Ugh, like, what kind of like issues do I have? I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. Coming back, I'm spoiled, full circle. Yeah, it gives me pause. But like, what do y'all think about like my mom has saying that? Like, I'm like, girl, you didn't do no brujeria on him. No, I didn't do none of that shit. But no, I didn't do none of that. I was like, okay, girl, which I don't think she's one of those people like she thinks, like you can't watch Harry Potter because even though she never said I couldn't watch Harry Potter, but like she's like, oh no, I don't mess with that type of stuff. I don't do that. I'm like, okay, you didn't do no brujeria. I hope not. Okay. Like, but that's what happened. And I mean, I believe we all can be spoiled at some point. Yes. Yes. I'm spoiled by both my parents. Like I'm the baby and I'm the only girl. So, and then like grab, grab the stage. Do y'all think she did? Okay, did I tell you guys about the one time I tried to do a love spell on my ex, Onion? I tried to do a love spell on this mother effer. Okay. If I told you guys the story before, I'm sorry, but like I'm gonna tell y'all again if you haven't heard it. So pretty much my ex, which I am now in contact with, however, he just kind of ghosted me. Did you finish your degree in China? Yep, I did. Oh, it's like right here. Hold on, let me show you the degree. Let me show you the degree. Okay, it's right here. It's right here, collecting dust. I got my degree right here. Fudan University. I don't know. Can you? It got wet, but this is not the original degree. This is a copy of it, but it did get wet. and I gotta probably replace it. So if it's smudged, that's why. Yep, but I got my degree. Okay, so I was dating this guy, Onion. I've told y'all about him. I fell in love with him. I'm still kind of like dealing with that. Congratulations on all your videos were deleted. Oh my God, Chariot Man Gaming. Did you? He literally said to me, "How come your followers can't find you? Like your old followers?" I'm like, I don't know. They'll come around eventually. Boom, we got someone. Freddie Jackson found us. We have been found. Spread the word. Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I was dating him and found out he had like a whole girlfriend in England and like was doing some being just trifling, right? But I was so in love. And I was like 22, 23, and I was like, I'm so in love. This is like the most love I'll ever have, ever. I'm still low key trying to like get over that, like low key, like trauma. Okay. Anyways, so I was like, Googled love spell, how to love spell somebody, put somebody on a love spell. And I found a little thing on WikiHow, and I'm like, I need a very like low, what's the word I'm looking for? Low maintenance spell. Like I'm not gonna be like sacrificing chickens and stuff like that. Like I'm not doing that. Like I need something that's very simple, piece of paper, a mantra, and I'm done. Like I'm not doing all that extra stuff. So I found one that was like on WikiHow. Like what? How to do a love spell on Wikipedia? How? Like what? Wiki? Yeah. Okay. And it was like, girl, get you these kind of candles. Not these kind of candles. It was like any candle, but it was like certain colors, right? Get you a red one, a blue one, a green one, whatever, yellow one. Face it in the north. Face the yellow one in the north and the green one in the south, and then like this whole thing. And I was gonna do it. So I used to like order everything on Taobao. Like I swear to God, I was like a Taobao addict. I even made a video. Y'all remember that one video where I said I was addicted to Taobao? I would order like all kinds of even random crap on there. And so I never had any issue with Taobao. None. I've always had my stuff arrive on time. Never had any problems. Never had to do a return. Nothing. Anyways, I ordered those candles and they never came, right? They never came. And or they sent me the text like, oh, come pick up your kwaidi. Kwaidi means package. Like pick up your package at where we used to pick up our, because we lived in the dormitory, so there was like a place where packages would be sent and you give them your phone number and then they give you your package, like they put it blah blah blah. And so I ordered the candles and it was like shipped, arrived. When I went to go pick it up, they were like, "Oh, the mayo, mayo." I'm like, "Mayo? Jamees a mayo? What do you mean? What you mean mayo?" And they're like, "Oh, bujao." And I was like, "Okay, what the hell? What the hell?" You know? And Charles Barkley does that. You know, what the hell? And so then I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna order them again." Ordered them again. Same thing happened. I was like, all right, well, I get it. I get it. Okay. Cause I'm like, you know what? If you do these love spells, I'm sure they work. Low key think they work. Cause I'm like, that was some kind of like divine intervention kind of thing. Like, girl, don't put no love spell on this MFR. Okay. Cause it's like that stuff that like they end up being like oddly obsessed with you. Like, not like, I can't have a, nobody can kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that. So luckily, never was not able to do the spell. Thank you, all y'all up there and around me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I never did a spell. Yes, you remember. Okay, I must have told this before, and I just thought that was the eeriest thing. And yeah, that was the time I tried to do a love spell on my ex, and yeah. Oh, speaking of ex, I should tell y'all that I contacted this ex like a month ago, and after 5 years, right? What a flippin' ripoff that was. So pretty much, and I'm gonna have to like end this in let's see, 20 something minutes, okay? 20 something minutes. So pretty much one of my best friends who currently lives in China, he was going through a lot with his significant other. And it's a whole story. Like it's a whole story. Pretty much, I guess I'm just gonna tell it, right? Pretty much, he wants to be polyamorous. The significant other agreed to be polyamorous, but then reneged, of course, easier said than done. Um, and so fast forward to like a month or so ago, my friend was on chat roulette. I don't even know what chat roulette is. I've never been on that. I've never done like it's like the party line, but for video chatting. Anyway, party line for video chatting. And so we had a little bit of a did a little job on there, just video chatting, okay. And told the boyfriend, told the boyfriend, and the boyfriend broke up with him and dumped him and like kicked him out of the apartment and all this stuff, like total hissy fit. And then like attempts to like manipulate him in a certain way. Anyway, he was feeling super angst. And when we were talking, because I said to him, like, oh, I was kind of thinking about my ex, right? I was thinking about him. I was thinking of adding him. I don't know if I should. And he was like, who cares? Just do it. Like, if you want to do it, just do it. I was like, oh, okay. Usually, if you're talking to your friend will be like, girl, no, don't do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it. I ain't going to do it. I did it. No, no, no. He was like, F it, fuck love. Love is da, 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 all this stuff. And then, so I added him on WeChat. And I messaged him. I said, "Well, what should I say?" He was like, "Just say something casual, like, how you doing? Thinking about you. How you doing?" Something like that. And so I sent that, and I felt like so much relief because I was like thinking about doing it for a very long time, a long time being like since the summer, right? Because like sometimes you find yourself. Have y'all watched Love Life on HBO? If you haven't, watch it. Watch it because like they were saying certain things. Like there's a narrator, and like there was one part where he was like, sometimes you go back for a certain clarity, like whatever, something I can't remember how they worded it, but it was like that's how I feel. Um, and so the next day when I was talking out to my friend, we were saying like, oh, did he add you? And I was like, no, he didn't add me. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to because of all that we went through. And yeah, so I wouldn't expect him to even add me, right? So next, doesn't matter. The following day, he added me and he messaged me, and we had like a pretty decent casual conversation over the course of a couple days. And wait, I was gonna tell y'all like um and I showed one of my friends his picture and she was like, ugh, he ugly. I'm like, I know he's ugly, but like I still don't care. Like he's not ugly. I mean, he's not like what y'all. Anyways. So I feel like he was being like flirtatious and cheeky with me, and I can't really quite put a finger on it. But he's trifling at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter. Like he told me that he's single and that he's sleeping alone and all this big bed to myself, like. And I kind of said something like, oh yeah, when I'm back in Shanghai maybe I'll take you out or something like that. And he was like, deal, yes, let's do it. And he's like, when are you back? I said, when the world reopens, like hopefully it's next year and not 2028, or 2077. And we're like, ha 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 ha. And then I think I said something a little bit too forward, and he just hasn't responded. He never responded to it, and it's been like several weeks, but whatever. And then fast forward to after I sent that message, the last message that I sent him that he didn't respond to, I got a little bit tipsy, just a little bit Saturday night, and I called him and he didn't answer. I was like, damn. Okay, that's the whole story with that. Isn't my life like my love life is just so flippin' janky. It is just janky. Y'all help me. I can't be on the apps because they drive me crazy. Apps suck, and I'm not trying to like aimlessly talk to someone. I don't want my love story to have an app involved. Did I tell you about the guy that I met in Greece? This is a whole it's an insecure moment. It really is. Like I rewatched the whole in all of Insecure like a few weeks ago, and I was like, I don't like this being so relatable. It hit different. Like 5 years later, when you binge watch the show from 2016, I'm like 2016 me was was in this whole relationship. And now 5 years later, I'm like, we left some Issa though. And that's kind of like why I was like, okay, I don't care if I call him, like whatever. Like it's not causing me no bodily harm. Like I might call him again. Okay. Why you ain't answer? Hmm? Huh? Because like Lawrence went back to Issa after she cheated on him with Daniel. And not only did she cheat on him with Daniel, like she ended up like moving in with him and like shagging up with him. Y'all don't remember that? So, like, I feel like time really heals all wounds because, like, even though this dude was like playing the field and doing dirty and he don't know I wasn't playing the field. I was, and that's kind of like, what did Kelly say? She said, what do I call that? Growth, growth, growth. I thought we had grown, but like, once I got a little bit of vulnerability on me or on him, he kind of was like, oh, backed away. And I'm like, so whatever. Time will tell. Time will tell. Please send me a better man, a good man, amazing man, like the man of my dreams, please. And I don't want any dating apps to be involved. I don't want any matchmakers to be involved. Remember, I told you about the matchmaker thing. That was a whole fiasco. And that's like if I had met any man that was like even decently like enough to like make me feel like who this person ain't even a contender, then I probably wouldn't have texted him. I probably would have been, but like everything that I've been like dealing with in terms of uh what is it called? Romance and dating made me be like, man, the only person that ever did it for me in that sense is this guy. That's it. Out of all the other ones, I'm like, I don't even care. And not only that, but like in 2021, for some reason, every guy I've ever dated, not every single, but like people who I've whatever, all of them have reached out to me because we are bored. Like we are bored. And I'm like, every single guy has reached out to me except this guy. So I said, well, if they have the audacity to reach out to me, I'm gonna have the audacity to reach out to him. Why not? Y'all, I'm just talking at this point. You guys know how I am. Okay, I got like 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm hoping like, oh, okay, I was gonna tell y'all about the guy in Greece. Um, and if I'm doubling up on my stories, I'm sorry because like you guys know I don't leave the house. Like there's nothing happening. So when I was staying at that rooftop, um I stayed at a hostel in Athens with the rooftop bar. And I was going there every night. And I think the first night I went there, I met him and he was from London. He's like Turkish. And I kind of was like, he's not bad. Like he's not really my type, but I felt his swag. I felt like I liked how he spoke. I liked how he listened to me. And I was like, okay, if he shoots his shot, like I'll take it. And I mean we talked for like 2 hours, right? Like, and I was telling him all about Kieridice and living in China and blah, 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 blah. And he was kind of like, oh, so you're this whole world traveler, but you've never been to London? Like, you got to go to London. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I kind of asked other people about it. And yeah, and I think one of our mutual friends at this rooftop place, because I mean, like we all were there for like 3 or 4 days, right? Every night, everyone goes to the rooftop bar. And I think on that guy's last night, our mutual friend wanted to like leave us alone. And the following day, me and that friend met up and had lunch. And he was like, "Well, what happened with you guys?" I said, "Nothing." He went back to his room. So I went back to my room. Like that was it. He was like, "Oh, I left you alone." He was talking about you the whole night and how much he liked you and yada yada. I was like, "I don't know." He didn't even ask for my contact information. So that's I don't know. I said like if he had shot his shot, I would have like, I mean, we're in Greece, why not? But like he didn't. So next. And then when I came back home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to London because like everyone was telling me London is totally a vibe. And he was the one who kind of like started that whole thing in my head. And then I went and Googled flights and I found a flight for like 300 and something dollars round trip. Like, what? I'm going. Book, book. As long as the credit card is credit card is credit carding, we good. So when I after I booked London, I was like, okay, well, I want to date. Like I want to date out there. I don't want to just be like I'm already like single and in solitary here. I don't want that to happen out there. Like out there I want to be like free as a bird. And so I was like, let me get a dating app, let me download it because I always download dating apps. I'm always on dating apps on and off them. I hate them though, but like whatever. And I was like, Tinder's a little janky. No, no Tinder. Bumble, I really don't like it's too much work involved in Bumble, like you got to send the first message and no, I don't want to do that. Okay, how about Hinge? That's how I met one of my exes through Hinge. And yeah, so I was like, let me download Hinge and I and I put it in my location in London. And oh my goodness, this guy messaged me and I didn't even know he like this was not even on purpose. And I was kind of like, oh my God. He said, "Hey stranger." And I was like so emphatic to see him. I was like, oh my gosh, hey, I'm actually coming to London because of what you said. I took your advice. And he was like, awesome. You're gonna love it here. Blah 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 blah. We exchanged a couple messages here and there. And then I think like that was over the course of like a week or so. And my annoyance with the app grew. And I was kind of frustrated with the app and I was ready to delete it. Right. I was like, I don't want to have this app anymore. Like y'all get on my nerves. It's like worldwide, like apps suck everywhere. Everywhere. They everywhere. All of it. Everywhere. It's so I was like, I want to in my head, I'm like, I want to delete this app, but I want to keep in contact with him. So I messaged him and we had already been exchanging messages and I was like, hey, why don't you add me on WhatsApp? Here's my number. Right. Didn't respond. I gave it like 3 days. There's no way you didn't read it. I was waiting for him to add me on WhatsApp because he was saying like if you're down to meet up, like when you come, like we definitely have to link up when you're here. And I'm like, oh, for sure. Like this is super freaking Kismet, like Kismet Nation. Come on. And yeah, and so I don't know if he saw my message or if he deleted the I don't know, but like I gave him 3 or 4 days after I sent that message for him to add me on WhatsApp. Never added me. Delete. Deleted the app. I don't know. I don't know. Deleted the account. No, I didn't just delete the app. Like I deleted the account. Like I'm like, delete. Block delete. I'm spoiled, y'all. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. So these are my like most interesting love stories at the moment. Like it's dry out here. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I got to go and teach me some Chinese. Block and bless. Cause I was like, how are you not gonna like add me after 4 days? Like, did he just like that's weird. Like it's the energy for me. Because I'm like, is that like I didn't say I want to delete this app because I think we are meant to be, and it's so like amazing. And here's my WhatsApp. I was like, hey, add me on WhatsApp. Here's my WhatsApp. Because some other dude, some Ethiopian dude, he like asked for my WhatsApp like right away. And we talked on the phone and he never called me again. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? What is something ain't right? Like I'm like, is it me? Am I no, I don't think it's me. I don't think so. I hope it's not me. Um Yeah, one of my friends just texted me and I told her about me going to London and she was like she just said, hold on, let me. She said, "Girl, you may not be coming home again. London is fabulous. Have high tea at the Savoy or at Harrods. Darling, it's the tea." Girl, you ain't probably coming back home. That's funny. That's funny. Like, America ain't it. It ain't it. Like, I'm sorry. If I go all the way to London, I'm not dating like a robust dating life. I'm like in Brixton. Okay, I'm like having high tea. I feel like I'm gonna be dating. I'm gonna be chronicling and dating. And I'm bringing my laptop so I can live stream from London when I'm in London. And I'm gonna just try to be like as bougie as I can be. And like, I'm so excited. Harrods is especially during Christmas, which I'm gonna be there during Christmas. Like, come on. I mean, it's only like 3 weeks away. That's crazy. No, 2 weeks. I've got to get dressed. No, not dressed. I gotta get ready. Like, how cold is it? I know it's kind of cold. I'm fine with the cold. I have a coat. Um, yes. So without further ado, oh, okay, we'll do like what, 5 more minutes or mm, okay, no, actually, let's just end this right now. But y'all, I'm excited. Um, thank you for watching. Love y'all. I hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and what else? Like happy and healthy. Watch my next video. I'm gonna do my first cooking video, hopefully. And I'm gonna go downstairs and talk to my dad and make sure he didn't know that I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just anyway, yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just spoiled. I'm spoiled. And he's already called me a crybaby before. So I know he ain't used to. Anyways, okay. Love y'all. See you next time. Bye.